like a lightning bolt. You feel the ground pounding, that might be the coast. Quick like a joke, like to hit when provoked. Don't you doubt that. That's a Jaguar to a house cat. That's an outcast to a whole squadron. If you talking Houston, then we've got a problem. You'll probably get the horns if you mess with the cattle. Sit back in your saddle and get ready for the fan battle.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the AFC South Fan Battle podcast. My name is Samantha Wernet. Welcome to Week 3 game recaps. We've got an all-star lineup this evening. Representing the Jaguars, we have Josh Allen.
That's right.
That is my real name, and I'm still the second best Josh Allen in Jacksonville. What's up?
That's good enough for us. Representing the Colts, we have Josh Sr.
What's good, everybody?
Representing the Texans, we have Crenshaw.
What's the deal?
We don't know. You tell us. You okay?
Pickle.
You sound sad. Are you all right, man? It's all right.
Man. It's going as expected.
I feel bad for you guys. Welcome to being the Jaguars of the AFC South. And representing the Titans, we haven't seen him since last season. We haven't seen him since season 3, but he's here. Ray Cherry.
What's up? Tighten up, baby.
Well, guys, it's been an interesting week. I must say that I got to witness the 1:00 games at my local Chili's. Shout out to Chili's. This is not a paid advertisement. I got to
watch
watch
the baby back ribs.
No, I did not. I got the buffalo chicken salad, and it was awful.
But sounds awful.
That sounds disgusting.
It's terrible. Why would you pick that?
Good God. Yeah.
It was one of those things I was like, I really need to watch what I'm eating, but it still has like 1,000 calories, but whatever.
Hope you had fun watching it taste awful.
It was like moral nutrition, I guess. Like it made me feel like I was eating better, although I wasn't. But yeah, it was like staring over, seeing the Titans game and be like, oh no, these motherfuckers. And then looking over and seeing the Texans and being like, oh, poor guys. And seeing the Colts and be like, oh, back and forth, ping pong. But, shout out to Chili's for having Sunday ticket,
We talked about, and I know we'll get into it in a minute, but we talked about the Texans being most like the Jaguars. I think the Colts were most like the Jaguars. That felt like that Colts win felt like a 3-13 Jaguars win, where despite their best efforts, they find a way to win a game where you're just like, what? We won that one?
Listen,
we lost other ones, but we won.
Don't make Josh Sr. cry. All right. He went all the way to that game. I can't wait to hear about it, but
I predict us to win that game, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, 24-17.
On the You Don't Know Jack podcast?
No, in the chat podcast chat.
Oh, okay.
We put out predictions on social media.
On that one.
Yep.
But yeah, let's jump into some NFL news before we break down our games. So Josh Allen, you and I both live in Florida. We're about to get hammered.
Best state in the whole darn union.
That's right. But we're about to get hammered by a hurricane. And so the Buccaneers have just announced just before this that they're moving their practice, correct?
Yeah, so the hurricane is going to hit what we call the Yankee part of the state, where all the people move down from up north and don't understand that like hurricanes aren't really that bad and you shouldn't freak out.
They're just
so they're basically really windy thunderstorms. So the Buccaneers have decided to move all of their practices down to Miami because the way the hurricane's swinging in, the southern portion of the state really isn't going to get a whole lot of the bad weather. So it's interesting, you don't think about stuff like that. And even like outside the NFL, the Tampa Bay Lightning had to cancel the NHL's in preseason, and they had to cancel and like pull all their hotel. Their training camp hotel was in a mandatory evacuation zone. So they had to like shut down their entire training camp and try to figure out where to go. So it'll be interesting to see. There's talk of the game on Sunday, the Buccaneers game on Sunday, being moved to Miami or somewhere else. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If it gets bad enough up here, you guys might see a lot of Jags fans in Philly. So you never know. We'll see.
There's actually a contingent of about 2,000, 3,000 Jags fans that have planned trips to Philadelphia. I know a couple friends of mine are flying up there Friday to
I looked into it. Go see
Wait. You guys have that many fans?
Oh, we got more fans than you know. Bro, Tampa Bay, ask a Buccaneers fan how many Jags fans. That's one stadium that the Jags take over when we play the Buccaneers in Tampa, man. Like that's the couple times I've been down there, and like it's amazing.
Despite what people think, the Jaguars pre-Tom Brady Buccaneers sold out more tickets than the Buccaneers did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, but
There must be the wrestling fans, man.
yeah, that too. Whatever it takes, you know. I love that Jimmy Fallon was hating on the Texans last week. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was a bad joke, though.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a bad joke.
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good joke. The Texans, we have AC. If you pay enough money, we'll let you play in the fourth quarter.
I don't know who Matt Briggs is talking about, but he says as a Jags fan, aren't you always hammered? Maybe he's talking about you, Sam. I don't know.
I mean, no. It just depends. I got hammered at the Packers-Saints game because it was boring when they played here. I got hammered last week because I was celebrating and I had a designated driver. You know, it just depends.
Yeah, you definitely hammered. You was definitely hammered.
What, after that Packers-Saints game?
No, the last week game. You were
sending me money about holding on to somebody else's $75, and you were like, sorry, didn't mean to send that to you. And I'm like, thanks, that's weird. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, that was me trying to text John Haw to tell him that I gave him $75 cash.
Yeah.
Just so he knows it was in his pocket. Anyways, whatever. Moving on. Who cares about me? The Pro Bowl, they have now decided that it's pointless and stupid and nobody really watches it and we all run the risk of the players being hurt. So we are now moving to a Pro Bowl games, they're calling it, where they're going to have flag football and some challenges. And I think it'll be a lot more interesting to watch. It'll be like a pro athlete combine, I'm assuming. Has anybody heard about that?
Yeah, that could be fun. I think the old school skills competition they used to do in like the late 90s, early 2000s was always pretty neat to watch. So hopefully they'll bring, the everybody hated the game, the Pro Bowl game. Everybody that I know anyway. I don't know. I hope they turn it into
especially
a fun
it
event.
was like in Hawaii, like who's like prior to recent years, like.
I hope they turn it into something that's fun to go to and fun to watch on TV and actually fun for the players to be there, because you can sort of tell, some of those players have zero desire to play in the Pro Bowl, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Bosa from the Chargers out for the season. We don't even need to get on that one. There's a few injuries, but that was a notable one because it was caused by a team in the AFC South. Dan Orlovsky's record was broken.
Jimmy Garoppolo stepping out of the back of the end zone,
Causing a safety. Yes. Second QB.
You take for granted how far back quarterbacks like drop back nowadays until they're backed up like that. And then they,
Speaking of messing up in the end zone, another thing. Did you guys see that punt in the Miami game?
Kicked him in the ass.
I was putting
right in the butt.
Man, that was crazy.
I saw this meme that was like, I'm going to tell my kids this is how football was born, because it was like the football straight in his ass. Like it was coming out of his ass. It was great. And then Matt Briggs was commenting that he wants this guy to be the next head coach of the Texans, but we'll get your take on that later, Crenshaw. But if anybody saw the Bills offensive coordinator in the booth having a complete meltdown, headset off.
Yeah,
that was stupid. I mean, the game was not in reach. I mean,
I think
it's on the 50-yard line.
And it wasn't a playoff game. Why was he tripping like it was a playoff game?
I think it's one of those things where like you thought you were going to be way more elite, and it's
Yeah, he acted like an ass.
Yeah.
It's not.
He was tossing papers too, like dude, it's papers, bro. Like,
he was upset with his notebook, like that notebook murdered his grandpa.
Well, the funniest part is what they don't ever show after. What I would love to see personally, I want to see him clean it up. You know what I mean? Like you get to see the meltdown. I want to see when he's like, "Oh shit," and now he has to like go clean it up, like the repercussions of his actions. Oh man, good times. But anyway. That's pretty much it for NFL news. We haven't had anything too crazy, Cody Blankenship commented he only broke things he could afford.
Right. Well, the NFL, the league officials had put out a memo about not breaking like tablets and computers
Oh, that was because of Tom Brady, right?
Because of Tom Brady throwing one around like a little girl on the sideline too, because he was losing to the Saints.
Is this his last season?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I'm so tired of talking about him. And listen, he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, hands down. But like, bro, please just go somewhere, do something.
Yeah, let it go.
I think he is. I don't know how you argue against it at this point.
Well, according to
Giselle's got that witchcraft on him.
Hey, listen, I didn't say he was naturally the greatest quarterback. Whatever you got to do, man. Win now, win with voodoo. Just win, baby. Yeah.
Or as Matt Briggs says, Matt Briggs, pop into here. What is your saying all the time?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's what it is. Because he's an
only illegal.
fan.
Only illegal if you get caught.
That's right. All right, guys, let's get into the games. Jags first. We haven't done Jags first in a while, and of course, we got to talk about the number one in the AFC South.
Let's talk about your division leading Jacksonville Jaguars for a little bit. Listen, everybody's really high on this win. The couple interesting things: they had never beaten the Chargers in California on the West Coast ever. 6 games they played them over the course of the history. They had never won. So they went out there and won. And they won in convincing fashion. It's a surreal experience as a Jaguars fan to sit and watch your team just command, another another team like that, and especially a team that is the Chargers are a playoff caliber team. All I've heard though for the last 24 hours is, the Chargers had a bunch of injuries, and that's all well and good, but we still won. And normally the Jaguars would set a team with injuries up to have this unbelievable win over the Jaguars. Man, despite all their injuries, they still crushed the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, we flipped that script, but I think two things stood out.
Them playing Herbert, despite his injuries, showed how worried they were about the
Well, the problem is they're in the division with the Chiefs, right? And nobody thought, listen, we'll get to the Colts game, but nobody thought going into that Colts game outside of a handful that the Colts were going to win, right? I understand the optimistic Colts fans thought so, but if you had polled fans in general, it would have been overwhelming. People say that the Chiefs were going to win that game. And I think that, to me, what that smelled like is desperation, not falling so far behind the Chiefs that they're not able to contend for the division. And I mean, you got to give credit to Herbert for wanting to play, right? Like, he's sort of an old school guy in that regard. Like, he doesn't want to sit out. He doesn't want to miss games even if he's hurt. But
contract, yeah.
And it's a contract year. And, he didn't look that hurt on some of those throws. So the Jags won big.
He was wincing during warm-ups.
He was, but he was still able to make the throws, right? He clearly had a cortisone shot or some sort of something, I'm sure. But there was a couple plays in particular that I thought had the potential to really be turning points in that game. And the first was Trevor Lawrence threw a pick six. Now, Derwin James dropped it. It was 6-0 at the time. The Jags are driving. And then Trevor Lawrence throws a pick six right into the hands of Derwin James, and he drops that ball. And that would have been a huge momentum shift. I don't know how the game would have turned out if they had pick six that back into the end zone. And then the backbreaker was the 50-yard James Robinson run on 4th down. You just felt the wind come out of the sails on the Chargers at that point. And they had a couple of drives. It's not all sunshine and roses. I will say this, and I'm going to talk about it more on the Jaguar tomorrow. I think the Jaguars got exposed a little bit in 2 regards. Trevor Lawrence is still making dumb throws. There's a couple other throws I'll talk about then. He lobbed a long pass into double coverage that only didn't get picked because a safety was turned around looking the other way for God knows what reason. And then the defense in general showed that the defense's weakness on the Jags is long down the field passes, right? If you can give your quarterback time or quickly get the ball out, the Jags have a little bit of a problem. So my hope is going into Philly that they're looking at, I know that obviously they're going to study tape or whatever, but you just hope they shore some of that stuff up. But it was just nice. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's just a weird feeling for 2 weeks in a row to just handily beat your opponent. Like, I don't know. It was great.
I'm the non-biased host, but it felt really good to wear a Victory Monday shirt 2 weeks in a row. I'm just saying.
We beat the little ponies, last week, and then this.
Oh, that's who you beat. I was trying to remember who you said out before.
Shut up.
I wouldn't talk Ray, because next week you got the team that you're bragging, you making fun of right now. You get your ass whooped, and then it won't be funny no more.
Oh, how many fumbles? How many fumbles is Ryan going to give us? Huh? How many fumbles?
How much you want to bet?
Hey,
how much you want to bet?
Ooh.
Listen, if the Colts beat the Titans, I'm like,
Hold on, wait. We got to bet.
He's got 7 fumbles so far, dog. Like,
how much you want to bet on the game? How much you want to bet on the game? Since you scared to bet
on my games, dog.
Okay, then.
I'll jinx my team. But you know, dude, you know.
Don't talk, man.
I'll take that bet. I'll take the Colts
7 times.
Let's go.
He's done fumbled 7 times, dude.
Hashtag Pony Squad. Let's go.
Shit. Goddamn, man.
Picks, too?
I don't care, but I don't care.
Oh, you better. You better.
And where y'all see today? Yeah.
Hey,
y'all in third
we
place.
ain't the Texans, bro.
Can I make an observation here?
Third place.
Can I make an observation here? All last season, we had to hear the Colts and the Titans just da-da-da-da-da-da back and forth. And they're getting this triggered and this upset during a Jag segment.
Woo! Imagine how mad they're gonna be when we go 3-1 next week when we beat Philly.
No, Sam. Last time me and him was on, I said the Colts would beat that ass, and he was like, "I don't bet on my team," and he went ghost. You remember that? The last time me and was on here, I said the Colts would beat the shit out of him.
Last time we were on here, you said Wentz was your quarterback. You said you're gonna ride until the wheels fall off.
It fell off.
I remember that too.
It fell off early.
Those
Listen,
wheels fell off
in Jacksonville.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. This is my first time meeting Ray, right? But I will tell you, in general, my experience with Titans fans has been as follows. They're much like rubbing alcohol, right? As soon as a little bit of wind comes through and things start blowing against them, boy, Titans fans just disappear, man. Like, but when they're division leaders, bro,
they're fans aren't talking about disappearing, dude.
Listen,
y'all
man,
normally gone by week 3.
All I can tell you,
y'all normally gone by week 3. Sam's the only one. She's like, hey, where the Jackson?
Now,
and Rodney, I will say Rodney stayed.
Yeah,
that's funny because
Craig Christmas, Joe McQueenie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and I would have been here, but I thought I got booted from the Facebook group when it got shut down. I was like, well, dang, I don't know what I said, but I guess I can't participate there no more.
Yeah, me and Josh Allen happened to meet by happenstance.
Listen, I have the Facebook receipts to show that I've been around talking all sorts of mess about the Jaguars since at least 96.
When our group got taken down, when we had the 10,000, we got taken down for harassment. I had happened to meet Josh Allen by happenstance for something completely different due to like local politics. And he's like, wait, don't you have the AFC South group? I got kicked out of that. And I was like, no.
Bro, I was like mad too. I was like, why'd you guys boot me? I want to know, what did I do wrong? I didn't even get a warning. You didn't even tell me I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And she was like, no, idiot. You didn't get kicked out. And I was like, oh, okay. Just kidding.
Quit being so upset. Calm down, buddy.
Jack Fast.
So you're acting like a Titans fan.
Well, listen, we're gonna
sensitive, man. They real sensitive, dog.
Listen, and when we get to the Colt, when we get to the Colts segment, the Colts fans are super mad about the Jaguars being good. So I have some stuff to read about that, and I'll read these to segue into the Colts. But to wrap up the Jag segment, Josh Allen, we were speaking of Tom Brady and witchcraft earlier. So can you tell the witchcraftery around the Peyton Manning and Trevor Lawrence stats?
Yeah,
how eerily similar those are.
Peyton Manning and Trevor Lawrence they both lost their first 9 road games, and the first road game that they both won was week 3 on the road against the Chargers. Yeah. It's just weird. Yeah. Like, it's just a very weird. And there was a couple others too that I forget. I didn't come with those stats. I should have. But there's some weird and listen, that is not me saying that he's the next Peyton Manning, but it's just very odd. Some of like the weird coincidences. Yes. But I don't know. We'll see. Long term we'll see. But right now, it's good to be on top. And that's where we are. So. Let's talk to the rest of the lowly folks in the division and see how they're doing.
Also, shout out to Maurice Jones-Drew for being the only one to pick us.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was awesome.
Shout out to him. So listen, like I said, the Colts fans, Josh Sr., are having meltdowns. And I just want to read this exchange that happened in the group earlier. So this guy is Evan Boyd. He was super upset, okay? And he makes a comment like, all these Jags fans are coming in here now and they're talking all this trash. And even the Titans fans were like, what did this guy said? As a Titans fan, you have to expect the Jags to talk shit respectfully. I don't see how this is bothering me so much. But I shut him down real quick and he didn't have much to say. First of all, I said, you guys are so cute when you're angry. So cute. But then I said, I gave him one stat that mattered. 0. Okay.
Okay.
That's how many points y'all scored against the Jags. Also, how many playoff games you had last year because you lost to the Jags, and how many wins you've had against the Jags at home since 2014. So, why are y'all so angry with the Jags? Is it because we're back talking crap, or do you just have a problem with the Jags? Are the Jags the Colts' new division rival?
People
Yes.
hate on great.
Yes, y'all are. The Titans are not a division rival. We own their ass bad. So they're not out there.
Okay.
It's the Jags.
Okay. We didn't tweet y'all last year. Okay.
And y'all gonna hang that on our heads for the next 20 years.
Because we're going to swoop you again. Y'all easy work, man.
I mean, we can always bet that.
He don't bet on his team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying.
Just be happy, dog. Just be happy I don't, because you be broke, dog. You be real broke these past couple of years.
That don't make sense.
We swept you last year. That
You
was
said
good
couple of
money.
years.
Hey,
You said couple of years.
Yes.
You split the couple of years.
Hey,
Well, Josh, listen.
I've been getting them peak flips if it was, you lucky, dog. You lucky.
Well, Sam, the only issue I have with Jags fan is a guy yesterday went back like 12 hours on my page, one of your Jags fans, to look at my celebration video. I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, did you
whatever
deserve it?
Oh, for what? I'm celebrating. We won. I mean, I didn't lose.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, man. Like, stop. Let people be happy for their teams, right? Like in that moment, you're at the game. Like, bro, it's not cheap to go to a game, and when you go to a game and your team wins, like, let people enjoy life. Stop being such a hater.
It's easy for you to say that.
Hate, save the hate.
Fan Josh Allen.
Listen, if there's anything that Jaguars fans understand is that you have to savor those little moments, those little victories, the few tidbits of joy that my team gives me. I have to really hold on to. So I feel you there.
Little things. But listen, Josh, you were there. You were at the game. Nobody thought you guys were going to win.
I did.
Nobody besides you thought that you guys were going to win.
Chris Jackson did.
Nobody besides you and the podcast thought that you guys were going to win.
Okay.
So, but I will say, first of all, the AFC South exposed the AFC West yesterday.
Yes, let's give credit. Let's give credit to our division.
Straight up exposed them. We have been our division.
That's true.
Week 1, 2, we're just like the laughing stock of the NFL. Like we were getting a lot of shit because y'all tied each other. Jags lost to the Commanders. You know what I mean? And so everybody was kind of looking at AFC South like, what the hell?
What's going on?
Experienced AFC West yesterday. So you were present. You went to the game. Tell us about the experience. It was the first one, right? First home game?
Yeah, well, this year, but not my first game
Well,
there.
I'm saying it was the first home game for the Colts. So what was
Yes.
like? Tell us about the game and then break down your game. And
I mean, the stadium was packed, man. I know we kind of posted the, teams. I think it was Thursday that posted tickets being returned, but stadium was packed, full of Colts, man. It was rocking the entire time, other than when Frank Wright decided to go for it on 4th and inches, and we didn't get it. And the Matt Ryan fumbles. He's like Cherry said, 7 fumbles leading the NFL right now, which is that's an issue, O-line issue at that, because O-line still continues to struggle on the left tackle position. And the rookie stepped up, Jelani Woods and Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce just got knocked out by the Texans. I don't want to talk about it, Crenshaw, but I don't want to talk about it, but you're not my boy out. But it seemed like it was a back and forth game. We scored first after a muff punt. The Chiefs, we scored first, and then they went back and scored. And I called it. I called a guy missing the extra point, and it was an odd game because everything that I called actually happened. I called the 4th and 11 play that Andy Reid decided to go for it.
Too?
Yeah, I am. I called it. I said, I said
that's that Louisiana stuff.
I believe male witches are called warlocks. Just a small point of order.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I called that.
You're a warlock.
That play turned the game around for us because we got the ball and we chewed the clock down and scored the winning touchdown. And they would come out with a win that, like you said, nobody picked us to win that game other than Colts fans. That's why I don't have a voice right now. I was yelling my ass off the whole game.
Now, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Only because I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I obviously watched the whole game last week for,
Yes, you were there.
But did you guys utilize Jonathan Taylor more this game? Because I was shocked by how much you did not use him the last game.
That's the issue that we're having. We all know that it seems like away games, it seems like front right.
Hold on, this may be the greatest comment. My Trump voice. Matt Ryan has small hands. It's true. Can't hold on to the football because his hands are small, real small. It's sad, really.
I wish somebody could do a Trump voice because that's funny.
I'm not gonna attempt a Trump voice. No.
Oh, that's
you got to try, Josh. You got to try it.
Oh, no, I'm good, man.
That was a good one, Cody Blankenship. Whew.
It seems like away games, he don't rush. I mean, other than the Texan game, he did rush him 30 times. But it seemed like against Jacksonville, he kind of scaled back on the rushing attempts. So this time, we rushed him 21 times for I think 81 yards or something like that. But the play of the game was the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Chris Jones. So thank you. Appreciate that. That helped us win the game. It was like 4th and 15, and he decided to be an asshole and give us a first down, which kept the drive going.
So those are the sad victories because it's like if they wouldn't have screwed up, you wouldn't have won.
I'll take it. I'll take any win.
It's a win, right?
Yeah, we got a tie.
So bad what he said to Matt Ryan, or whoever he was talking to. I want to know so bad what he said.
It was Matt Ryan. He sacked Matt Ryan, and he said something afterwards that led to the penalty.
No,
not yet.
Will we ever?
I'm sure.
I got a question for you, Josh Senior. What did y'all do? What did y'all do defensively to slow down Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, I saw that we rushed him a lot. We rushed 4 guys that was getting to him. Quiddy Pay, Yannick Ngakoue, Jag fans don't like. He got to him. It was pressure, man. The guy's a magician, man. The guy kept moving out of the pocket, extending plays to Juju and Kelsey. It was almost a nightmare, but it was able to contain it.
That? I don't have a problem with Yannick Ngakoue.
I do.
Yan has a problem with me.
Okay, yeah.
That's the problem is he turned on the fans, and all of a sudden it's our fault when they sucked in 2018 after they had that year in 2017. We didn't yell loud enough is why he couldn't get any sacks, apparently.
So it's like the fans with AJ, they turned on him.
Yeah, it's like, bro, how you gonna blame me because you're not good at football? Listen, I know I'm not good. That's why I'm not playing.
Oh, here Matt goes, like Deshaun did Houston.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they was able to get some pressure. It's only 1 sack. We only had 1 sack of the day, but they was able to pressure him a lot, causing him to throw Aaron plate. There's
a comment. Pat Mahomes and his OC got into an argument and had to be separated. Did you watch that? Did you?
Yeah, at halftime, him and Eric, the same Bellamy,
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was an incomplete pass, and as they was walking towards their side of the tunnel, they exchanged words. It was just a little words, Andy Reid separated them.
Well, yeah, and it didn't. People blew that up like it was a big thing to me when I watched it. It just looked like Andy Reid was like, "Hey, idiots! It's halftime. We got to get in there. We don't have a whole lot of time." It didn't. They were talking, and you could tell Mahomes was not happy, but they weren't screaming at each other and in each other's faces or anything. Like
the guy Quinn Williams with the Jets.
Yeah. Jackson says Mahomes was mad that Bieniemy didn't let him throw the ball the last play before halftime. But.
I mean, if you think you're growing, Pat Mahomes, call an audible and throw what you want to throw. I mean, you won a Super Bowl, bro. Make a decision.
$500 million.
Yeah. Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
That's the thing. Is he playing like a $500 million quarterback?
No, not the last 2 years.
Okay.
Another stat too. We stopped Clyde. Edwards-Helaire only had 7 rushes for 0 yards. That was key to the game too. Stop the run. They don't run a lot.
He had 7 rushes, 0 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
What kind of stat is that?
Hey, negative yardage. Negative yardage. He kept going backwards, then he going forward.
Man, okay.
So what do you think was like the one reason that you think it's really just that personal foul penalty or whatever, aren't supposed to run like conduct that really was why the Colts won, or like what's the?
I mean, we had some plays that opportunities where we didn't cash in. Like when it was, we had a chance to kick a field goal or make it 17-16, and Frank Wright decided to go for it, and they went down. I mean, they didn't score, but we had a chance to have some points where we didn't need touchdown to win the game. So, yeah, you would say that penalty on Chris Jones paved the way for us to win that game. But we had opportunities where we could have had points on the board that we didn't take. And then, I mean, with the Chiefs missing their opportunities.
A comment came in. Chiefs missed field goals helped you out a lot. So
extra points.
Touchdown.
There's been a lot of kickers this year.
Yeah, that one too.
I don't know if they got
what has happened all of a sudden? It seems like NFL kickers just aren't good at their jobs. Like, it's very weird.
I think Urban Meyer went around and kicked them all.
Maybe he's a warlock and he put a hex on all the kickers.
Well, Chiefs had a back.
I don't even like those guys. I don't even know their names. They're just kickers. I'm just gonna.
Maybe a kicker ratted on him when he was hanging out with that girl in that bar in Ohio or whatever.
Right.
He's mad at kickers.
I think the Chiefs were out there starting kicker, so they had a backup. I think Amendola, something like that, and he was he was trash. He was bad. So the experience was good, man. I wish to go back there again, but I'll be in Dallas in December.
Was there a lot of Chiefs fans there?
Yeah, and so we took over the song they're doing with the hand. We took over that after they lost, so it kept going around the whole stadium, making a sound.
Yeah, I loved when last week the Eagles fans were doing the skull chant as they were beating the Vikings. That's great. I love a little reverse chant, throw it back at you sort of action from a fan base.
Well, listen, going into next week, we got the Texans coming up, but I don't want y'all to get into it too much. But going into next week, are you confident? I'll say that because I know y'all will be talking during the Titans segment.
Am I confident? I mean, as you can see, I made one fan that he didn't want to bet on this team, so I'm actually confident. I'm always confident.
I mean, in his defense, he never bets on his team.
I mean, why talk?
Production has come into the chat. Go ahead, Matt Briggs.
Look, Ray, so you won't even bet for charity? Like, I mean, come on, man. It's for good cost.
He won't do it. He did last time. He did the same thing.
Yeah, he
wouldn't do it.
That means, in the words of Cody Blankenship, Colts by 50. Hang 50 on him.
He won't ever bet.
Okay.
Cody Blankenship said, should have kept Blankenship, no relation, unless my dad was more of a player than I remember. Oh, and Chris Jackson said you can bet some Trulies on it.
Sorry.
No, just give me a Bud Light.
Put some Trulies on it.
Let's bet Bud Light then. Let's bet beer then. Let's bet beer then.
Can't do it. I'm not going to drink some team.
Oh, my God.
Not even a profile pick?
Nope.
Hey, whoever wins.
I want to drink the Titans. I'll take the Titans in that bet then. I want to drink some. I'll volunteer.
Okay, let's bet on Manscaped products.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Cherry. If you were to make a bet, would you bet for the Titans?
I can't even say that.
Really?
I will say this. Like last year, I'm confident that the Titans are going to win.
Okay.
After watching Matt Ryan play, I'm extremely confident.
Wiley Wheeler says y'all are about to tie.
No. I would love that. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Did you not see what Tannehill did Monday night? He got benched in third quarter. Let's not talk about Matt Ryan. Your quarterback got benched.
Listen, we'll get into the Titans segment in a minute. Let's move on to the Texans.
He didn't get benched because of that.
The poor old sad Texans.
Oh, man.
I feel bad for the Texans, man. Y'all have been through some shit the last couple of years. Sounding like
Bill O'Brien started that stuff. Well, he put the nuclear bomb on y'all, man.
Traded Hopkins. Sean Watson getting massages, just all downhill. It's just been a downward spiral.
Man.
But I know how you feel. There is hope. There is a future.
Is there?
So, I mean, so far in the season, it looks pretty good for the Jags, right? But give us a recap. Texans, Bears, what happened? What went wrong? Is it Mills? Is he the problem?
Yes, Mills is the problem.
Ooh.
Yes.
What about the coach?
The coach is good, but the offense coordinator is bad. He's not calling the right plays to get the guys open. But when I go back and watch film, the guys are coming open and just Mills going to his first read and not going through progression. He got happy feet. Yeah, he got happy feet. He's not stepping up in the throws. He's scared. In my opinion, Josh Senior, who was the guy that sacked him that caused the fumble in game 1?
You talking about Jerry Hughes?
That was Jerry. No. On your team, who sacked him?
Who sacked Mills?
That was EJ Speed, the linebacker.
EJ Speed. Okay. Yeah. Ever since that hit, he hasn't been the same. And I think that he's just scared and he's making a lot of bad plays. And I'm done with him. I know the other guys are still, like want to ride with him, but I'm done with him. Now, I won't say bench him. I'll still let him play out the season. Just maybe he gets better, but I don't think he's the quarterback of the future. I want him to be because he's on a rookie contract, but I think we could do better.
But you believe that Lovie Smith is the future, is the coach?
I don't think he's the coach. I don't think he's the coach of the future, but I think he's the coach for right now. Yeah. Lovey, the defense, he's done a great job. Yes, the run game is bad, but, I mean, you're not going to be good everywhere. I mean, we gave up 281 yards. That's a lot of damn rushing yards we gave up. But they didn't score a lot of points. So he still gave the offense time to win the game for the third week in a row. The third week in a row, we could have won the game with Mills, and he just didn't deliver. So I don't know what's wrong with him. I need to talk to him or something, man. I need to holler at him. Bro, talk to
shoot him a tweet.
Hold on, we got to talk about this comment from Chris Jackson.
Right.
Next man up. I've been trying to think of a neck joke the whole time you've been talking about Davis Mills.
I need to like tweet his mom or something and talk to his mom and see what's going on with her son, man, because something's not right here.
I do have a question though. What's up? A lot of fans, I'm not gonna say, the ones that are in the admin check, but they were high on Pep Hamilton being the OC for your team, and now it seems like he's reminding them of Tim Kelly, who's in Titans screwing up right now.
Well, to be honest, Tim Kelly called a better plays than Pep Hamilton as far as getting the guys open. I think they was high on Pep Hamilton because of what he's done with Justin Herbert and Andrew Luck, but Mills is not Justin Herbert and Andrew Luck. See, they talk about those 2 quarterbacks, but don't talk about the other 7 quarterbacks that he coached. See, okay. I don't know why they don't talk about those guys. Pep Hamilton, he's got about maybe the bye week, which is in 2 more weeks before they pull the plays from him. Say, all right, bro, this ain't gonna work right here. But I mean, in the game we went down 10-0. Defense got an interception, got back downfield. Mills found the tight end. I think we're the only team in the NFL to have a touchdown without wide receiver. I could be wrong, but we might be the only team. And that's not good at all right there. Then we come back down the field, boom, another interception. Then we go up 14-10. And then ever since then, offense just stall. 3 and out. And that's not going to do it.
I said it last week, and I'll say it again. Sam. The Texans, honestly, do they look bad on paper? Yes. However, they literally came out against a team. So you got this balance of power happening, right? Mm-hmm. The Colts were expected to be top tier, leading the division, all-star team. And the Texans were expected to be the lowest of the low. And if you go back to week 1, I mean, the Colts struggled against the Texans, and the Texans looked better than anybody anticipated against the Colts. Right. So it seems to be in my opinion, like a morale issue. You know what I mean? And what that may be, I don't follow the Texans close enough.
I think the coach just didn't take us serious. And that's the reason why we got up. It shocked them. Like, oh, shit, they're up 20-3. Okay, let's start playing now. Let's start giving Jonathan Taylor the ball. He getting 5-6 yards to carry. Keep giving him the ball, and that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I think we got 12 yards total from the fourth quarter to the overtime, 1 first down. We got 2 first downs with won the game. We got 1 first down in that game. That's terrible. That's on the quarterback right there. Use his legs, do something.
So Cody Blankenship asked, who do you think the future quarterback is of the Texans if Mills isn't it? Who in the draft?
Don't say Bryce Young. Don't say Bryce Young. Don't say.
All right. Well, this is what I've said on our podcast, Texans Fan Battle. I say we should sign Tyler Huntley, the backup quarterback of the Ravens, and keep building through the draft. Now, if it is a quarterback in the draft that I would draft, will be the guy from Kentucky. The only reason why I said this guy, not because he has an arm, because I'm looking at the talent he has. Yes, what this guy just said, Will Levis, whatever his name is. The talent he has, he doesn't have great talent like Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. They have great talent around them. But this guy playing with guys that I don't even know who they are. I mean, he got Wendell Robinson drafted in the second round, and
I'm sorry, man.
So he's elevating talent. So I would go with him right there.
Chris Jackson said at this point,
read the comment.
Davis Mills just aren't connecting.
They're not connecting. But it's more than him and Pep Hamilton not connecting.
It's good.
I think the Jags are evidence, though, that like the Jags team is largely unchanged from last year in terms of personnel. There's a handful of changes. We got a couple free agents, a couple different rookies in there, but the core is there. I'm telling you, I think y'all have a Lovie Smith problem. Because we went from Urban Meyer to a coach that, I don't know if Doug Peterson's a Hall of Fame coach by any stretch of the imagination, but he seems like he actually understands how to run an NFL team much more than Urban Meyer. And I wonder the same thing about the Texans with a coach that's competent. Like, what could that team actually achieve, man? Like, because they don't.
I don't know, man. Lovie Smith coached his team to a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, the same as Doug did.
Yeah, but his problem then is still now he had a bad OC. See, if you're going to continue with the bad OC, he's going to continue having the same problems. But what I will say about you, Jags, I mean, you guys had a lot of time to build your team. And in my opinion, we're on year 1. You guys, in my opinion, you guys been building the last 13 out of the last 14 years. Do y'all agree with that, or you don't agree with that?
It's not bad. It's not bad, though. That's not bad, though. I wouldn't say.
So right now, I'm with you on the coach. Doug Peterson is a great offensive coach. I don't understand why they fired him in Philly. I don't know what's going on with that. But you guys got talent, even though they laughed at the Christian Kirk contract, but it's working so far. You added on the receiver. Who was the receiver you got the year before out of Detroit?
Oh, what was his name?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Yeah. So you got Marvin Jones. Yeah, you got Marvin Jones. You picked up the Zach Jones from the Raiders, and you just adding talent and say, okay, Trevor, you go out there and show us. And to me, he's been better. What he had this year, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, he's been better for sure. Yep.
Yeah,
but Crenshaw, man,
what's up?
I mean, they spend $1 billion, man. They got to win at some point.
I mean, it's Jacksonville. No one's going to go there, so they got to overspend. So that's what they had to do. Same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And roll your eyes. That's facts. I know you guys got the pool, but
listen, I think that's true for any team.
That was culture.
Any team that has a losing culture for decades, to get back into the free agent market and get serious talent, you're going to have to overspend, right?
Correct.
It's 3 or 4 years of the Jags being successful, and I mean in contention or like in the playoffs, not necessarily like winning the Super Bowl. 3 or 4 years in a row of that, and you'll see that free agent spending. You're not going to have to spend as much because the guys are going to want to come because you got a lot of pieces in place, and they want to come in. They think you can take it to the next level. So,
well, did y'all see that? It was about 3 weeks ago that Bussin' with the Boys episode with Leonard Fournette. He was on Bussin' with the Boys, and they were asking him about being released from the Jaguars, and he was upset because when you're here, as much as people like to say it, like Jags fans are loyal and they love their players, and everybody loves.
To this day, I love Leonard Fournette.
Everybody loved Leonard Fournette, so that was a shock. Like I almost cried. Like honestly,
I'll never forget. Yeah,
but they. Once you're here, people like to be here, but like who would want to play for a team that sucks? So like, you're right. I don't think anybody will be as bad as long as the Jaguars were because we have absent owners. So,
Yeah. Well, and when he is here, he screws things up. So when he steps in to become part of the process, he hires Urban Meyer, and it's just terrible. But I'll never forget after that AFC Championship game when the cameras caught Leonard Fournette, he was kneeled down behind an ice machine going into the tunnel. Man was crying his eyes out. And that's one of the things around here. A lot of local media and even some of the fans, they knock the players and say, well, these guys don't care. They're just in it for a paycheck. They're selfish. They're entitled, all these different things. And it's just not true, man. Like these men work their whole lives to get a chance to be in the league, to get a chance to be on a team that's good. Like, these dudes care. And as small as the Jaguars fan base may be, I 100% agree with Sam. Like, we adopt players, like Mercedes Lewis, man. I still like Mercedes Lewis. He hasn't played for the Jags and I don't know how long now,
good.
But anyway, I don't want to keep hijacking the Texans segment.
But that being said, I don't think you guys will be rebuilding for 14 years.
Hopefully
not. No, I don't think so. But I just hope we could get it together. We still got more first round picks in the next couple of years. We're gonna have money to spend. Just get the culture right, and let's start back winning some games. I just want to get the playoffs again.
Next week, you guys see the Chargers, but the Jaguars exposed them for you.
Yeah, but
how do you feel about that game?
I still say the Chargers are going to beat us. Because
I beat them last year, though.
Yeah, we beat them last year, but that's when they didn't have a lot of film on Mills. See, people have film on Mills as well. That's another thing not getting talked about. Like, teams had less than a week to prepare for him. Now they had all year to prepare for him, and they know what to do. I mean, hell, I can get to Mills, and I don't play football. So we're going to lose that game. We're going to be, 0-3-1, something like that?
Yeah.
Listen,
So
I may be a little biased, but you could always go to Philly and get Gardner Minshew.
See, Gardner,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I think Gardner Minshew, hell, Jimmy G right now would be threatening because the team is not bad. It's
but
just
the 49ers need.
I don't know. After watching the 49ers last night, I don't know.
I mean, but you gotta look at this too. They playing on the road, and the Broncos defense is really, 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 really good. But I think if we had them on our team the last couple of weeks, we would have won these games. But Gardner Minshew, I like Gardner Minshew. I like him when he's with y'all.
Well, you have a love of a comment here. Cody Blankenship quotes you and says, "I can get to Mills and I don't play football," with some laughing emojis.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. He's got the happy feet. I don't understand it.
That's what we call Blaine Gabbert syndrome here in Jacksonville.
Blaine Gabbert, Derek Carr. Just happy feet.
Carson Wentz.
Prince Harry.
Tannehill.
His Royal Highness.
Segue. I'm just kidding. Ray Cherry, Titans. You guys won. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels good.
There are places.
What the actual F is going on with my boy? Because, I have Derrick Henry in fantasy.
Oh, he had a good game last game.
Yeah, he won me a fantasy game.
Yeah,
I just mean in general, because
we did him no favors for our offensive line. It's shit. We didn't draft good with the offensive line. Radens is not the answer. We let some key pieces go. Wish we still had Dennis Kelly. Juan's out for the season. So it's a makeshift offensive line.
That was a
yeah, and he's not going to be back. He's done as a Titan with his contract and everything. So I really hate that for him because I wanted him to really play out the last year. At least go out with a bang with the Titans because he's been dedicated. But yeah, that's the biggest line. That's the biggest thing with Derrick Henry. I mean, he's had more yards after after the first contact. Just because he's been getting hit right in the backfield. Like, he's not getting any help. He's got to make it happen. So we did some things with him this past game. Actually used him in the passing game, which was huge. He caught some key passes for us. That's a new element that Derek Henry he's really starting to do that last season before he got hurt, but they got back to that, so that was really good. Tannehill was on fire, 10 for 10 for his first 10 passes, scored 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives. We looked like up by 14 during the first half. I thought we were going to cruise, and then we did like we did against the Giants. I don't know what happens in the second half. I don't know if we're not doing enough adjustments or what, but we let them come back. We let them come back into the game and pretty much didn't score anything in the second half. Kevin Byard, that's my man right there, caught a key pick in the end zone. Our new punter. Normally don't brag about punters, man, but Stonehouse has been an absolute dog. That 70-yard punt he hit, I mean, that was a field changer right there. He's got
Wiley Wheeler says Raiders are 0-3. The Titans still haven't proved anything.
We haven't proved it yet. Really, nobody in this division has proved anything yet. I mean, let's be real. No,
nobody in the league has proved anything yet, man.
Yeah. Nobody has really just said, other than the Bills or the Dolphins. Really, Dolphins are the only ones that I can say that have really beat some heavy hitters consistently. So nobody
looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, none of that matters. Nobody's proved anything until they get a playoff spot. That's the proof.
True.
Get in the playoffs, and then you prove.
True. So
unless you're a Jaguars fan and you have just a winning season, that's all you need. Right,
well, I will say this: after we take care of the Colts, basically put them out of their misery this next week. My whole concentration. It's not best. It's the fact. The whole concentration is going to shift from the Colts. I know. Josh always says rent free in my head. Now it's going to be on the Jags, man. That y'all are the team. I always knew that y'all were real close.
Put your goddamn money up and be quiet.
Hey, but you got to coach. I was watching your game because my friends are they're from San Diego, so I always watch. It's usually the Titans, and I watch.
Isn't that a cute excuse? I was watching it because
no, I really wouldn't. I don't trust me. I wouldn't watch the Jags the other way, but the offensive schemes that y'all had. I mean, it was night and day since last season. Come on, you know that. So you guys are looking really good. So I mean,
competent coaching can make all the difference in the world, man.
And you know what's really impressive is your defense, man. Y'all gotten a lot of
Caldwell is scheming. Well, and I think the difference, what feels like the difference, and I don't want to hijack your segment, but it looks like they are able to like look at the other team and actually come up with a plan that works, right, to combat what that other team is going to try and do. So it's just nice.
So what he's doing is just like they looked over the Giants to look at the Bills. They're doing the same thing. They're looking over us to look at y'all and watch they get that ass beat.
No. This is we're never gonna look. We ain't never gonna look over the Colts, dog. This is a division game, dog. This is a division game. But
listen, division games. We know this historically are some of the, especially doing this podcast. Okay, are some of the hardest ones that can go either way.
Right. Yeah.
Division games are the games where, the Jaguars kick the Colts out of their playoff spot. I mean, this is just how division games go. So I kind of don't blame you for betting on it, Cherry. Although if I was confident in my team, I would. But I don't blame you.
It's hard to beat a team twice. It's hard, yeah. But, unless you're playing the Jags last year or the 10 years before that, it's fairly easy.
Well, we never beat y'all twice.
I'm just confident that we're going to beat the Colts because of their quarterback, man. He's a turnover machine. I mean,
River was.
If he doesn't turn the ball over, it's going to be a game. But he hasn't shown me that he can hold on to the damn ball.
I think the only other possibility there too is if Jonathan Taylor, if they figure out how to actually utilize Jonathan Taylor for more than 3 yards a carry, and they dominate time of possession, because that's how the Jags have won these last 2 games. They've just obliterated time of possession. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the other. If they keep Derrick Henry and the Titans offense off the field for a good chunk of the game, then that sort of turns the tide in the Colts' favors there. But I haven't seen anything the Colts have done that would make me think they're going to figure out how to use Taylor effectively like they were doing last year. I don't know what they're doing with that guy, but it ain't working.
Dude,
they might be saving him, but I think it's going to be great next week to see Derrick Henry versus Jonathan Taylor matchup.
Yeah, you know they're both going to be up for that game. Derrick Henry, I'm telling you something, he's been asked a million times, and he's always just kind of shrugged it off. I guarantee he's going to be up for this game. Now, I don't know if our offensive line is going to be up for this game. That's the key,
We got the same problem too, man. Our line bad too.
Cody Blankenship says Tannehill and Ryan about to be the interception Olympics.
That's funny. That was funny.
We're gonna see, but the one thing I ain't worried about is our corners. They haven't been good. They haven't really been that good. Caleb Farley has not stepped up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's because he's been out for so long in college, in the pros. It's hard to. It isn't, but you get fresh in the NFL, and it's like I don't think he's ready. I think he's another year off, but.
What about Fulton? He'll be back next week.
Yeah. He played this last game. I think he'll be straight. I don't know about Bud Dupree. If he can come back, that'll be different maker. If you guys get Shaq back, I don't know how many more games he's going to be out.
He did well as a coach yesterday, so it'll be good.
So it could be a good game. Like I said, I'm confident we're going to win if Ryan plays like he's played the last couple of games with turnovers.
Is that game in Tennessee or is it in Indy?
It's in Indy. Put the money up. I want money.
Guys, I can't wait to revisit that for next week. Does anybody have anything else to add before we wrap this thing up? No? Matt Briggs. Tell us real quick. We recently partnered with Manscaped. Tell us real quick about. Like, oh, damn it, Sam. Now I have to read, right?
Right. Well, they have a package called the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. They threw in a travel bag and a pair of boxers, which we got to try out. Boxers are fantastic in the bag, pretty good to hide your stuff in.
What stuff are you hiding?
I was about to say Halloween candy from your kids, like I have. Put there.
Drugs.
Yeah, they think it's stuff it's stuff for my balls, so they stay out of it. So a good little hiding spot. But yeah, you get 20% off and free shipping with the code Fan Battle. And
like Chris Jackson says, life is tough, but your balls don't have to be.
Exactly. At manscaped.com, again, use the code free shipping, Fan Battle, and you get free shipping, 20% off.
2% off. Very nice.
Yeah, and not only are you buying products that are good products, but they're also founded with the mission to bring attention to testicular cancer, right? And a lot of the money that they make goes back into that. So you're supporting something that's good as well as getting a discount on some good products.
It also says unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks for reading that for us, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting on mine.
Don't ever do it again.
It sounds a lot better coming from you than from me. Well, listen, Crenshaw, tell us where to find you. Tell us about your podcast, where to find you on social media.
All right. You can find us at Texas Fan Battle Podcast. You can follow my co-hosts, A1 Day One and Brown Chubby Bear. You can follow me at Fifth Ward Crenshaw. We do our podcast every Wednesday night, and we on y'all ass.
Nice. Ray Cherry, where do we find you? Do you have Twitter?
Yeah, I'm not on that much, though. You can find me on the battle page. If you want to get at me, you know how to get at me. Josh knows how to get at me.
If you want to find Ray Cherry, just go on Facebook in the AFC South Fan Battle, the private group. Or you can find him at Nissan Stadium drinking Trulies. Every Sunday there's a home game.
One thing, it's the AFC South Fan Battle. Don't, all these other ones are imitators. Do not.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
Listen, just cash app me $100. I'll make sure you get in the right group.
That's right.
At Josh Gives Up.
Yeah, Josh,
I like that plug.
tell us where to find you in your podcast.
So my Twitter handle is at Josh Gives Up on Facebook. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, the Jaguar 3rd edition, myself and Matt Grieve, be digging a little bit deeper
I'll
into the
be on there
Jaguars
with
win.
you.
And Sammy Football is going to join us. Cody Blankenship, you need to come on the show, buddy. It sounds like you're funny and know what you're talking about, and you're a Jags fan. So I'm gonna hit you up. Look for that. But all I'm saying is the Jaguars are undefeated since we launched the Jaguar. So I will never not broadcast every week forever, in the hopes that we never lose another game. So
That's nice. That's
There you
good.
go.
And Josh Senior, where do we find you?
On Twitter, follow podcast at You Don't Know Jack Podcast with the co-host Chris Jackson and Austin Cook. And my Twitter handle is I am Josh Senior.
It's very, very, very unique. I'm glad that you are Josh Senior. So,
Yes.
well, guys, we thank you for tuning in this evening and appreciate you. Of course, you can find us here every Monday night at 9:30, AFC South Fan Battle podcast, except for the days that one of the AFC teams plays. You'll find us on Tuesday. We don't think we have that for a
I
while.
don't think do we have any more Monday night games for any of the teams this year?
I believe the Titans.
Yeah, we have one. We have one against the Steelers.
Okay, so besides that, you can find us here every Monday night, 9:30 Eastern. And of course, the audio version is available on all major platforms, Spotify, Google, you name it. We're all over the place. We thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you for week 4.
I don't think so.